I missed the intro and everything. Good move. Good move. Because I was busy setting. How does it work? I need to point that way. That up. That up. Really useful thing to do and waste time on, right? Anyways. You will hear my cat. She's talking a lot today. I have no idea why. Hej Jacki, Quentin Sharta. Talkative cat. Hey Tormod. So today I will spend some time on this guy. Vad vill du, katt? Nej, kom då. Nej, cat run away. Hey Amir Zelin, arms. Yeah, meow, meow, meow. Cat's talking. No idea why. Hungry or something. Anyways, let's start. Yeah, it's there is some new thing happening in America next year called Lightbox, I think. Sharta. That's funny. Let's see if I can get my cat here. Nope, didn't want to come. Hey, Dr. Sheldon, how's it going? Hey, Kilrathi. Yeah, I think it's called Lightbox. As far as I understand, it's some sort of workshop, gallery, everything in one, with like a lot of really good artists. Is it Lightbox or? Yeah, I think it's called Lightbox. I never slept. This is from yesterday's warm-up, and today I'll spend some time detailing and coloring. It was yesterday's topic by Nereda. Hey, Bruno Romanos. Janae. What's up, Janae? Yeah, today you're all ghosts and pumpkins. Hey, Voodoo Breakfast. You know, Halloween, isn't it? Isn't it? I hope. Boo. Yeah. I wanted to have like music on, you know, ghostly music. Nah. Spooky stream. It's Halloween. I don't celebrate Halloween though, but it's big in America, so I thought, why not? Why not extend an olive branch and have a little bit of fun at least? Nice, nice, Dr. Sheldon. Devil Kappa. Ghostbusters, yeah. I'd love to play Ghostbusters, but I know for sure if I would play Ghostbusters, I would be copyright claimed instantly. Oh, Captain Bows! Oh man. Now, Captain Bows, you get a lovely number 3. How nice isn't that, sir? Oh, Captain Bows! Jenny, yeah, there is some over here, but it's quite quite an American thing to celebrate. I mean, Sweden has a version of it, which is when you celebrate, like you remember the dead, right? You light a candle in the window, or their grave. Um, it's a day of remembrance of people lost, you know. But it's not at all like costume or trick or treating or anything like that. And the day is called like Day of the, I guess, Saints. And isn't it called like Alla Helgons? I think it's called. I don't know. I'm not super big on. It's most likely a Christian thing. And as I'm not very religious or Christian, I'm not well versed in the things. Tormod, something like that, yeah. You go and light candles on the graves, and or light it in the like candles in the window, and you remember the people who have passed. And but yeah, like I said, I'm not a religious person, so I try. I generally don't. Cheers, Concept Sam. Shartha, yeah, I think it's tomorrow. The non-Halloween version. Captain Boss, if I'm spiritual, it depends on how you're defining spiritual. If you mean spiritual as in I'm no stranger to looking inwards, yeah, that's true. Or or put myself to a moral high standard, or stuff like that. Yeah, but hallelujah spiritual, no, I'm not. I believe in the human as being a interesting animal, not a higher entity. If I'm open-minded, yeah, for sure. But that doesn't necessarily mean spiritual. But yeah, I get what your point. I mean, the spiritual can be defined as a lot of things, but I'm definitely open-minded. Hey, Ricky. But to be clear, in terms of spirituality or religious beliefs and so on, I don't. Anyone can be religious. I don't mind. Whatever makes you happy, that's great. You know, I'm not the person who's kind of saying religious is stupid or anything like that. I just don't prescribe to it. It's not for me. I don't believe in it. Uh, that's about it. Each to their own. You know, I don't believe in making someone feel bad about their religion or either. I don't find it fair. If anyone wants to have a belief in a deity, go ahead. But I have an issue with a lot of religions as a concept, uh, because they corrupt a lot of minds, and not every religious person is having that doing that mistake, but there's a lot of sides taking, like, oh, you're not in my clan, that means you're gonna burn in hell, or you're less worthy. And that's a big part of what I don't like about religion. It's like they're proclaiming exclusivity, like our God is the true God, screw you. And then what? you know yeah, it's weird. Never slept. As you can see at the top, it's 100, and the brush has pressure. Ricky, yeah, exactly. If that person is happy, great. If they push someone down, that's not good. Like, oh yeah, you're a half complete human because you don't believe in my God entity. Like, you are less worthy uh, because I have found a true way. You have not. That's why I am better than you. That that for me doesn't fly at all. People who have that way of thinking, which there's a lot of people like that who think that way, I can't deal with them. I just go like, okay, good for you. Enjoy your life. I'm out. That for me is just doesn't fly at all. It's for me, a really negative behavior. And the same thing goes for people that approach me, for example, on the street, uh, about their religion. Like, let's say Jehovah's. They are a classic example. Like, oh, let me tell you about my Jesus, my savior, uh, Yahweh or whatever. I think that's I think that's wrong. A voodoo breakfast, yeah, to some extent. uh, Buddhism is, for me, like a little bit more acceptable as a kind of as a religion to practice, because it's the least damaging one so far. But they've still people have died over Buddhism as well. So It's a really, for me, it's a, I mean, it's a obviously a very touchy subject. A lot of people put a lot of emotions into their religion, and they will defend their religion to the full extent of their capacity if they are if they really believe in it, you know. Hey, Johnny boy! Cheers for the raid, man. All 12 of you, welcome, welcome, welcome. Buddhism is a religion. It is most definitely a religion. Pro 42, yeah, exactly. Exactly. Avoid breakfast, yeah. Hey, Johnny Boy, and all the people from Johnny Boy's stream. You just walked into a very uncommon topic that we're discussing is religion. But my point that I'm making about religion is that I'm not religious. I also don't mind religion only when they are sides taking. Like my God is the better one, yours is not, and that causes problem obviously, and a lot of through time have created a lot of fighting, and that's one of the downsides I think about religion. But one of the good sides about religion is that people can find solitude, solace. They can find comfort in religion. I think that's a beautiful thing, and that's why I don't mind if people. I mean, I am not religious at all, uh, but I also don't mind people being religious because it can really help people anchor their life into something and find a structured platform to exist on, you know. And I think that's that's a beautiful thing to do. If people need that in their life, I'm really happy that they find that in religion. But for me personally, I don't have that need, hence why I'm not religious, why I haven't searched, you know, searched for it. Eric, yeah, absolutely, Eric. That's a huge negative thing. I think that's not fair either. Um, is the exact same thing because those people who put someone's religion down or the fact that they have a belief that push that person down is doing the exact same thing as someone with a belief does that goes, oh, you're a non-believer, you're you're gonna burn in hell or whatever. That was a Christian example, but you know, they are then treating their non-religious beliefs into just that, a belief, right? They're pushing their agenda on a person, which is wrong. Just let the people believe what they want to believe, you know, in their end of their existence. Don't try to make me believe in any of it, and I won't try to make you believe in any of what I believe in. You know, there's no need to having to take sides in something like that. As long as you keep the extent of what you believe in to yourself, go ahead and do it. You know, the worst is always when you're trying to force someone else to share your point of view, and that's wrong. Zealing, yeah, absolutely, exactly. That's exactly my point. It's not so much about what side of the fences they are on. It's the fact that it's the the, the basic doing the same basic mistakes as either side is doing. You know? And I don't subscribe to that behavior. I believe whoever you are, believe in whatever you want. Fine with me. You know, just keep it clean. Pro footer too. Yeah, I mean that's a one way to see it, but that doesn't necessarily need, you know, it's a true thing. You know, that's an opinion, and that's cool. People can have that opinion, same as people can have the opinion that uh, when you die you'll reincarnate, or you'll go to heaven, or what does that, whatever is called in Islam, when you die you go to the afterlife. I don't know even know what that's called. Um, but yeah, whatever you want to believe in, but problem is always when you're forcing someone else into a pocket. Hey, Vanity's Fall, how's it going? Then if my personal point of view, like regarding religion, I think it's pointless for me, but it's not pointless for someone else. You know? I have quite a lot of very religious people from many different or friends from many different religions, and I don't see any difference between them in that sense. They are the people they are, not because of their religion, but because who they are, and as a person, you know. And if they're an idiot, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a correctly correlation to their religion, but it's a correlation to who they are as a person, the sum total, you know. Pro 42, yeah, exactly. But you also believe, the thing is anyone who is not religious, they also believe in the fact that there is nothing, right? You have to believe in that. Otherwise, you would never take a standpoint unless you believe in it, right? For example, as a thought process or a thought experiment, go, well, I don't know, right? You don't know what happens when you die. Or you go, I believe that there is no afterlife, right? That's religion as well to some extent. That's a belief in the fact that according to that person there is no afterlife, right? So that's also to some extent a belief, and I try to stay away from making absolute statements when it comes to stuff like that, because you put yourself in a on a side of a fence where you actually don't know. You know. But then but as with everything, you have to make a statement from your point of view, like where you're coming from, right? And according to a lot of people, you know, depending on which religion they have a different point of views, but none of them know. Eric, sure, but that is that example of saying a flood is coming is is only works. That example has only a point because the flood is an actual. If the flood happens, it's an actual event. We know what floods are because they have happened before. So, according to that statement, like for example, let's take a very common thing that people talk about in terms of floods is Christianity, right? And the rapture. Rapture hasn't happened before. We don't know what it is. We haven't experienced it. So you can't say everyone scream their truth because the rapture is coming, right? If any Christian person, they would say, yeah, rapture is coming, and when that day comes, I'm on the side of the good, right? But in your example of a flood is an actual thing that occurs, and yeah, of course you would run and scream, hey, the flood is coming, because it's actual physical event that has happened before, and we can all relate to it, and we know it's not a fictional fiction. No. Oh, there's a flood of pink elephants coming. Yeah, then you would go, ha, you know. It's a statement that's not clean. Vanity's fall. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, symbolism is something that human brain is geared towards. We think in symbols, we think in logos. So yeah, um, and geometric shapes are very appealing to the human because a lot of geometric shapes exists in nature. So you can definitely benefit from using symbols because it's programmed into the human brain to 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 follow. And I'm not meaning religious symbols, but symbolic thoughts. Let's say a chair. Our brain is so efficient that we know what a chair is without having to think about what it is, right? With like four sticks and a flat surface that's I can sit on. We don't need to go and experience every flat surface with four sticks underneath it to justify and understand that it's a chair, right? Because we think in symbols because it's efficient. Pro 42. Yeah, but the thing is, you can't have any weight to that statement about you traveling, uh, what you know, because uh, it's based on what you know. There's no truth in that statement. It's truth to you because you experienced it, but it's just it's you can't make someone have a standpoint based on I think this, right? The brain is a fantastic thing. I don't necessarily think it needs a magic entity uh, to justify why humans are special and why we can do things that other animals can't. I think the human brain is a fantastic thing. That's my point of view. I think personally, if there is something that we can call a god entity or a higher being, that would be us. I think humans are, if anything, if we're going to have to put someone in a category, I would say the humans are above nature. We are already above nature. but that's my personal point of view. Pro 42, yeah, I think so too. The human brain is absolutely very exciting. It's such a strange. Humans is a very strange animal. I used to. Oh shit! Time is up. I'll just finish this thought. I used to play around with the idea of trying to see things from the point of view of my cat, and imagine imagine being born into a world where you are the pet of a massive creature. You are born from your mother, and these massive creatures are hovering around you, walking around you. Like you can see them taking care of your mother, you can see them taking care of your siblings. They bring food. It's like, oh shit, what's this? And then the bigger you get, the more you understand, and then eventually you'll see them shedding their skin and putting on new layers, and the outside world is this massive strange world where they need protective gear to go out, and then they come in and they shed their layers, and they create materials out of absurd materials, and they create structures that you have no idea how they create, and uh, and you're lucky that they don't eat you, because they could easily. There's the size of a house compared to a small cabin compared to the size of you, and you're just happy that they don't gobble you up for lunch, because you see how much they eat. They kill they kill animals like 10 times the size of yourself, and they just cook them in these fire fire machines. Yeah, that's what I think about when I pet my cat. Yeah, to touch you for all the time for some reason. Man, it's his fault. Yeah. All right, this was I think, a really interesting discussion we had. I know religion is generally you shouldn't discuss religion, because discussions of religion can quickly go south, because if you're not careful, you will offend someone, right? And I think hopefully we haven't really offended anyone's beliefs. Um, I think it was an okay discussion about religion. I tried to catch with the chat, and the chat didn't really offend anyone else, which is good so far, I think. So thanks everyone for joining in. Pro 42, yeah. Dogs wants to be a part. They try to conform. Uh, let's see, who can we raid? We haven't raided in a while. Oh, come on. Ads. Sucks to be you, ad. I saw a thumbnail of something interesting. That one. What's that? Anuxinamoon. Alright, that could be cool. Let's click it and see. Let's try. Let's raid a new person. Or maybe we should raid someone with less viewers to help them get boosted. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Something good. Oh, car. How do you even raid that person? There's no way in hell. All right, this person. Drawn by Anthony C. Let's raid him. I hope that's correct. You cannot raid this channel. Drawn by Anthony C. Drawn by. You cannot raid this channel. Rip. We're raiding Team Remmers. All right, have a great day, everyone. This is where I took the colorization. See you guys tomorrow. Happy Halloween, all that. Outro time. You guys are the best. Outro time. Bye, bye, bye.